This is Laura Cowan. I met Laura for the first time about a week ago. She is the survivor of one of the most notorious abuse cases in the history of California. Laura's ex-husband locked her and her children up in a garage where they were beaten and forced to live in their own filth. Her husband would use a hammer on the children's toes. While in captivity, she gave birth to a daughter who was taken from her and raised by another woman. Laura would eventually escape that nightmare by secretly slipping a 12-page letter to a postal worker. Today, Laura is an advocate for the victims of domestic violence. She chooses to relive her experience to show others that there's a way out. When she heard about Because I Said I Would on the news, she requested to meet with me. Her daughter is actually volunteering today to pack promise cards. Laura visited the Because I Said I Would office, and this is my interview with her. But I know that you have been impacted by sexual violence. We don't have to go into that too much, but I know that it obviously connects.
With
what happened to those women. So
it does.
Can you tell me a little bit?
It does. It does. And you're so right. When you talk to people, everybody's got a story, and a story on survival too. Breast cancer, sexual survival, whatever it could be. And my story connects a lot with the girls because when I heard about it and I was in the same situation, it was like, wow. It brought back a lot of flashbacks, a lot of memories, of what happened to us while we were in captivity. And Amanda stuck out mostly because I was almost like Amanda. She was even pregnant by her captor, and so was I. So, when I heard that story and I said, I have to do something. Even prior, if we back up a little bit, when the girls were missing, because I belonged to several organizations. One of them was Peace in the Hood, and they call themselves now Coalition for a Better Life. And we've been up and down the street every year, like the anniversary of their missing on Lorraine, looking for them. We passed by Seymour many times. Had no idea they were down the street.
Yeah.
Just did not know. And we were so angry when we heard it.
Yeah.
Because, we could have done something, but nobody knew. Even the neighbors didn't know. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So it touched home. And then we want to bring awareness out. That's what I do when I talk to different women. I go to shelters, schools, or whatever, just to let them know they're not alone. There's other people, out there like that too. They want to get out that situation. They don't know how or who to go to, the resources that's out there. So you have to kind of put your story out in front in order for them to go, oh, wow, she got out. I can too.
Folks who've survived sexual violence or have suicidal thoughts, they use the promise cards to make promises to themselves that they're gonna get better. I even had one from a woman down south. She awoke to gunshots in her home, and a man came in and murdered her whole family. And she uses the cards to say that man's not going to take another day of my life, right? I can't have survivor's guilt. I need to recover, and then that kind of made me think about Amanda, Gina, Michelle, that the survivors make promises to themselves to persevere. What does a promise mean to you, whether in that part of your life or where you're at today? What are some of the commitments you might have?
Man, a promise shows really the strength behind you, because to say I can do something, that's a really good commitment. And especially when you get out of a situation you were in like that before, it brings hope, and it lets other people see, well, gosh, she made the promise, kept the promise, and I can do the promise too. And when you came out with yours, you got the whole blog, you got the Facebook, you got everything. And I believe it's like a movement. And you really need to push it even more because it's so well needed here. It's incredible, especially with our teens. They're, I don't know. It's just, it's kind of sad. I'll put it like that. There's so much happening to them right now, between drugs and violence, and it gives them hope. They have to see something. They have to see, and you're in that league. It's not like an older person coming to talk to them. You're in that league. So I think the promises help. That's all. It really helps. It's my promise. I will bring awareness to the issue of domestic violence to women, children, teens, and especially men.
Awesome.